Welcome to Smart, Amazing Conversations with Dr. Nancy, a podcast that takes a look at stories of life and leadership for smart, amazing women and men like you.
The way I can give support to the world right now is by showing up. The most important thing is don't think just that you have to bring anything. Bring yourself. Show up.
If you are in a position of leadership and a position of management, bring women along with you.
Supporting women is Dr. Nancy's passion and her purpose, and talking with other women and men who promote women's leadership is one of her favorite things to do.
I've yet to meet a woman who did not know what she really wanted. She was just either afraid to ask the questions or she was afraid of what the answers meant.
Their stories connect us and help us understand that the possibilities are endless if we support each other and lift other women up.
Trust is created by persistent identity. I show up in my conversations. I build relationship. I show up as myself time and time and time again. And trust is built. It's one conversation at a time.
This week's guest is Luisa Diaz. Luisa is on a mission to spread kindness. She is an actress, model, former Ms. Venezuela International, and Mrs. New York. Her performances include The Fighter and Oscar-nominated Silver Linings Playbook. In North Carolina, she is known as Luisa Su Voz Latina, where she was the host and producer of the first and longest-running Spanish-language TV program produced on a major network. Luisa wrote the book Sexy is Timeless, 10 Timeless Sexy Assets That Lie Within You, to share insights and to empower women to be more assertive while never forgetting how beautiful and worthy they are. She founded Luisa Diaz Foundation in 2020 to support organizations and individuals who are making a direct impact in helping people and their communities through acts of kindness. Her annual events in Los Angeles and New York raise money and awareness for individuals and organizations, such as Safe Passage, to support survivors of domestic violence and their families. Now here's Dr. Nancy and her guest, Luisa Diaz.
Welcome, Luisa.
Oh, it is a great honor to be in your podcast. Thank you so much.
Well, absolutely. You're doing some amazing things in the world, so we want to talk about that. But you know what I always start these podcasts out with is your story. I know you were Miss Venezuela International, and you were Mrs. New York. So you are an actress, you are a model, and you were you had your own TV show. So let's talk about you. How did you get to be you, the person I'm talking to today?
Well, I grew up in Venezuela, and it was my grandparents, which I adore my grandparents. So then I grew up in a beautiful city in Venezuela. And then when I have the chance to come here to the United States, I came here to study. I went to the university. Believe it or not, I went to Tennessee and Chattanooga.
Yes, that would be a different place for you to go from Venezuela to Chattanooga, Tennessee. Yes.
I know. So I came here without the knowledge of the English language. And I went to study. It was the hardest challenge I ever faced because when I was in college, I was learning English at the same time. And I was very happy after I finished my schooling, which I got a bachelor's degree with a concentration in business and then international marketing. So it was the greatest challenge, Nancy, that I ever faced. But then afterwards, I went to North Carolina. And in
another interesting place. Y'all come, yes. Just when you're learning English, then you have to learn English all over again. Okay.
I know. And then in North Carolina, when I got there, I decided I want to create a Latino talk show. And then I went to different network and I said, I want to create a Latino talk show. But I am knocking the door of American affiliated network such as ABC, CBS, Warner Brother. And they said, well, don't you know that we speak English here? I cannot have a show speaking Spanish in my network. And I said, well, do you know that the buying power only in North Carolina is $8.8 billion? And I got their attention. And so one day they called me and they say, you know, I think if we want to give you a chance, we're going to give you, what about 5:30 in the morning? I said, I take it.
5:30. Ooh, okay. That's dedication. Yes.
I said, I take it. And they said, are you ready to start next week? I said, yes, of course. Do you have your guests? Do you have the production? Oh, yes, I have everything. I'm ready. I put the phone down and I said, oh my God, what I'm going to do? I have a show Monday. I have nothing. So the first thing that I did was I went to sell my show. And I never forget this, my first show, I sold to Time Warner Cable one spot for $500. I was so passionate about it, about creating a Latino talk show where I can provide information to the Latin community. So, and I have guests. So I went to the network and I created this show. This show, it was so successful at 5:30 in the morning. I didn't even know we had such a high rating. So the network called me once after a couple of months. I said, Luisa, do you know that you have 1.1 rating? And I say, oh my gosh, we have 1 million people watching at 5:30 in the morning. So then after that, they give me bigger studios and they give me the opportunity to not only at 5:30, they change it to 10 and then repeat at 12. Oh, so wow. Yes, so my show becomes so successful in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. So this is how my productions background and my producer background, my hosting background. So then I want to explore more. So I went to California. And in California, I decided, well, I am a former beauty queen. So I had the honor to represent my country in Riga, Latvia, among 40 other beautiful women ambassadors of their own country. So, and then I decided then I was modeling, I was acting, I was doing it, all that. And after I was in my element, I said, I want to do something else besides all of this. So I decided to create an organization that is called Mi Amor Gala. And Mi Amor Gala is a celebration of kindness. And that's what, and then from there, oh my God, you want me to tell the whole my story? And then,
the story, part of the story that I would like to ask you about is, before all that, who inspired you? You said your grandparents were very important to you. And yes, you've had an amazing journey. And with your successes, then you've decided to help others, which is fantastic. But as a young woman growing up, there had to be a way for you to have this confidence, to have this passion, to have this tenacity to go ahead and do all the things that you've done and are doing now. Who inspired you?
My grandmother. My beloved grandmother. My grandmother has 15 children, 15.
15 children. Oh my goodness. Oh my.
Plus she raised me. So I was a child number 16.
Okay.
My grandmother, she didn't have a chance to go to school. She didn't have the chance to have a career. My grandmother, unfortunately, and it took me a long time for me to talk about this. Unfortunately, I saw my grandfather abusing my grandmother. And I was a child. I was like 5 years old, that I can remember. And I remember that the abuse was real bad. Sometimes we had to sleep on the street. And that I always saw my grandmother in that suffering, and it was just, it touched me. As a little girl, it really, really touched me. So I didn't even know how much it affected me until I became a grown-up, and I decided to give back. But Nancy, one of the things my grandmother did is that was no education, no job, and nothing. Imagine how bad the abuse was, because by then it was okay to be abused by your husband. Yeah. And if you go to look for help next to the neighbor, she's being abused too. So all the women are being abused, but nobody's talking about it. So they are just taking it. Yeah. So imagine how bad it was. I don't want to be graphic, but one day my grandmother was her 15 children, including myself. She took the courage and she left my grandfather, and she never looked back. She is my hero. Wow. My grandmother is my hero.
That's exactly right. Well, Luisa, I'm a psychologist, and I have worked with abused women. I have worked with abused with shelters. So many things that you're talking about, I've experienced. I loved watching the women that were interviewed. I watched the women talking about their history of abuse, but I also I watched them grow and become so special and feel so beautiful and wear the amazing clothes and, become different people, because, sometimes it just takes one person to really lift us up. That's what we do at Women Connect for Good. We lift women up. So safe passage, let's talk about that, because I think, yes, you've used all your experiences and of course your resources to take now to go to a different level with your foundations and with safe passage. But I think safe passage is such an important project, service and mission that you have, that I'd really like to spend some time talking about.
Yeah. That. Safe passage. So when I was organizing, when I was in California, I want to organize an event, a beautiful event to raise money for an organization. And I said, I wanted to work with an organization that works with domestic violence survivors. I still, my heart is going back to my grandmother. Yes. So I went through research, and I find 3 amazing organizations, and I went to interview them, and I chose Safe Passage. Okay. And the reason I chose Safe Passage is because the amazing work that this organization has been doing for almost like 40 years. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons I love Safe Passage, and I've been working with them for 9 years, since the day number 1, I've been working with them. And not only that, but for me, working with this organization, I have made a family with the founder. I call her my spiritual mother. I am in this country and have no family. Well, now I got married, I have my husband, but my real family is in Venezuela and in different other countries around. I don't know if you know what's going on in Venezuela, but the situation is not good. But this is another story.
Yes.
So, Tricia Steele is the founder of Safe Passage, and she has been my mentor and inspiration for me to continue doing my events. So doing these events for her, I gained a family. One of the things I love about Safe Passage are the program. The program, they are not charter, they work with charter. But what I love about it is that they offer opportunities to women. We have counseling, not only for the women, but also for the children. Mm-hmm. We have amazing team of professionals, pro bono, that they fix. Sometimes, the abuse has break their teeth or their faces, and we have these plastic solutions that they really fix their faces totally pro bono. They fix their teeth. We help with the self-esteem. So when the women go through this program, they need to commit. The women need to commit to change their life, because as you know, Dr. Nancy, we cannot change nobody who has not made the decision to do so.
Yeah, there's
So
quite a few women that return to the abuse.
exactly. So when the women are ready, they go through the program, they commit themselves to go through this program because they want to change their life, and they finish the program, then I come. So my job, besides raising funds for Safe Passage, is building a strong self-esteem, helping women to believe that they are beautiful, that they are worthy. So at the end of the program, then I do an event. And in that event, I like to celebrate these courageous women on the runway of hope. The runway of hope means walking toward the light. These courageous women have made a choice to get out. And I love celebrating that because these women, they have been through so much. And one of the things I love after the fashion show is when the women comes to me and say, Luisa, you have no idea what this means to me. For the first time, I feel pretty. For the long time, I feel worthy. So this runway of hope, which I only do with survivor domestic violence and human trafficking, when the ladies are ready to do that, it is a celebration. It is a celebration and the new beginning for them. Yes. So I love, yes, and this is what
how many women have gone through this program? Do you know how many?
Oh my God! And through the program that I do, through the program of
in 9 years, how many women do you think that they have helped to change their lives, to become have self-esteem, to go out?
Yes. Oh, helping. Yeah. Through Safe Passage, we have, oh my God, they have thousands of women. They have helped thousands of women during almost 40 years. But with me, I can tell you about the runway of hope. We have like around like 100 women who has been through almost 100 women who has been through the runway of hope. And it's beautiful. I would love to have more every time. And we usually have like 10 to 20 women during the fashion show. And it is beautiful. It's such a beautiful transformation where the women feel so beautiful. And I always tell them, they get so nervous when they meet me and they say, no, Luisa, I am not a model. I don't feel pretty. No, I cannot do it. And then I have to talk to them individually first. And they need to trust me first. And I cannot treat them like they are models because they are not models. I always say, this is more important than a regular fashion show. When you are walking that runway, I want you to tell yourself, nobody's going to put me down again. Nobody's going to hit me again. I am beautiful. I am worthy. Oh my God, Dr. Nancy, you would not believe how these women, for coming like this to me, they start getting up, stretches their shoulders back, their head up, light. You can see the newfound light on their eyes. It is beautiful. Yeah. It is beautiful transformation.
It's so important. And, again, this is a problem in our society that here we are in 2023 and it's still going on. America, the fastest growing business in the United States is human sexual trafficking. We have abuse, we have things going on, but how we deal with it is what you're doing, is by talking about it, exposing it, getting these women back out. And I'm sure these women also go and help other women as well.
Yes.
It's always about helping the next person. It's always about lifting the next person up. And then you have your foundation, which is the Luisa Diaz Foundation, which of course continues to do these great works. But then again, the most important thing that you're doing is these amazing acts of kindness.
Yes.
And this to me is something that if everyone acted with kindness and caring, we would have no problems in this world, would we? Would there be any problems? Can you think of any? That if we all treated each other with respect and caring and kindness, everything would be taken care of. So tell me a little bit about your philosophy and kindness, because that's one of my philosophies too.
I love it. Yes. You know, when I started my organization 9 years ago, the Luisa Diaz Foundation, first I started was just throwing the events, Mi Amor Gala, and then I become then afterward a 501c3. So I say, I want to have an organization that it is a celebration. It's a celebration of kindness. I want to celebrate the great things that people do for each other. And there is a lot of individuals and organizations doing great things, but we are not talking about because we are glorifying negativity. And I do know there is a lot of bad things going on in this world, but also I know there are so many people doing amazing things for each other, and we need to talk more about those things.
And that is what we're doing today.
Yes. Yes.
Women Connect for Good is my foundation, and that is what we do. Our goal is very simple. Women Connect for Good supports the efforts, the mission of other women. But of course, then our campaign is called the Lift Women Up campaign. So Luisa, your foundation and mine should join together.
Yes.
And most importantly, you've been doing that every day of your life. You've been lifting other women. And we both know when we lift someone else up, we lift ourselves just as we're lifting, we're always lifting someone else. We lift and we continue to do that. So, and I have a framed note that someone gave me, and it said, a gentle act of kindness is rarely forgotten. We don't forget the things that we do for other people. And that's what you're doing. So I applaud you. I applaud you.
Oh, thank you. Well, they always say, we don't remember what people were wearing most of the time, but we always remember how they made us feel.
Yeah.
You know,
my guess is everyone you meet, you make them feel very, very good. So let's talk about, again, how we can collaborate, because we'll be more than glad to collaborate and get information about your events. And by the way, Diversity Women is a big piece of what I do. Diversity Women's Business Conference is coming up, but I'd like to introduce you to some people.
Love it.
Again, to keep that collaboration, those connectors, and that community, our community growing bigger and bigger and better and better and stronger is what this is about. This is why I wanted to speak to you. This is why we're speaking today. I see your book in the background, Sexy is Timeless, and that's also something on your website. So if we get people to go to your website, they can look at your book from 2017. But Sexy is Timeless. It's just about beauty in, beauty out. We are beautiful inside and out.
That's right. And Dr. Nancy, one of my inspiration to write this book as well was my work. Working with domestic violence survivors that didn't feel beautiful, and I had to convince them the true beauty come from the inside. Yeah. Because it's so true. Because all of this, as is yes, we all like to look fabulous, guilty, ashamed, but it goes beyond all of that. And I think a society is focusing so much on the outside that we are not focused on what is truly important. So my book talk about the 10 timeless sexy assets that lie within each of us that have nothing to do with physicality. Yet it gets better with age because confidence is very sexy. Knowledge is very sexy. Individuality, embracing who you are is sexy. Dancing and the spirit of dancing. Kindness is the new sexy. So this is what kindness is the new sexy.
I like that.
Yes.
I'm going to use that.
Yeah, exactly. Kindness is a new sexy. Yeah. And that's what I talk about in my book, and you can find it in Amazon. And my whole philosophy is that was my organization is kindness. Kindness is cool. So that's what I am, and everything that I do. And I'm going to be doing this event at the Plaza Hotel. At the Dr. Nancy, you has to come. It's May 18th at the Plaza Hotel. And we are so excited because I started this organization, pure passion, pure love, in my grandmother's honor. And now we are going to be at the Plaza Hotel in New York City. So I've
been there many times. It's a beautiful hotel. It's a great location. Great location.
It is a beautiful location. So I am so excited to be at the Plaza, to bring my gala here. And they are very excited to have something different. They have many corporate events, but they never have a gala that is a celebration of kindness, because that's my gala is all about it. It's celebration of kindness. And we raise money for survivors of domestic violence and human trafficking.
Fantastic. Well, we can promote that, and we surely will. Luisa, you are beautiful inside and outside. So I really celebrate and congratulate everything that you're doing to help others, and that makes you very, very special in your organization. And again, going to your website, you have many, many videos and information about women. I love the videos from the women and the women speaking. From the beginning to when they're wearing their gowns, they're just completely changed. They're changed into just these amazing, confident women. But so tell us more about how to reach get to your website and buy your book and know more about your gala.
Yes, go to the LuisaDiazFoundation.org. You can have all the information about my gala there, LuisaDiazFoundation.org. And also I have the book. You can find it in LuisaDiaz.com, LuisaDiaz.com. So you can find my book. It's in Amazon. And this is a book that every teenager and every woman should read. I have a lot of women on their 40s and 50s and 60s that say, Luisa, I knew this, but because of the noise of society, I have lost it. So they thank you for getting me in touch with my true essence. So that's what I love that, because sometimes we get so busy that we don't take care of ourselves. And I always say, be kind to yourself and others. Not only to others, but you need to be kind to yourself, because if you cannot be kind to yourself, you are not going to be able to be kind to others.
It starts with each one of us. There's no doubt about it. So
that's right.
And it's something that we need to do every day. We wake up and we start to pat ourselves on the back and tell ourselves how amazing we are. So that's what this is about. And gentle acts of kindness each and every day. Plan on doing that for yourself and someone else. So we'd like for you to become a part of the Lift Women Up campaign. We'll get you the information. We'd love for you to take this to all your women, because really it's very, very simple. Lift as you rise. And you're doing that every single day of your life. So we will get you information about that, and we will continue to promote what you're doing. And let's stay connected. I'm excited to know what you're doing and the things you're doing. So we need to stay connected and be a part of one another's community. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Wishes on your amazing gala coming up at the Plaza Hotel in New York City. So
I know.
Fantastic. So
I am so excited.
Glad we could hear each other today. So it was.
Yes.
All right. Well, you have a wonderful day, and we'll stay in touch.
Thank you so much. And remember, everybody, to be kind to yourself and others. And there are very easy ways so we can be, kind to others, which means, let's motivate others and instead of putting people down. And also, so let's inspire each other and instead of gossiping. So this is a few things
You said kindness is cool.
Kindness is cool.
All right. Have a wonderful.
And kindness is the new sexy, Dr. Nancy. Don't forget.
Kindness is the new sexy. Got it. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Bye. Bye.
If you enjoy these smart, amazing conversations, please subscribe, rate, and review them on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And read and enjoy more amazing stories in my books, In This Together, How Successful Women Support Each Other in Work and Life, and Leading Women, 20 Influential Women Share Their Secrets to Leadership, Business, and Life. Thank you for listening.